What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackerz. Now, I have a topic I want to kind of discuss with you guys today, and want to get your guys' opinions as well. So, the topic I want to discuss is Echo Fighters for Smash Bros. DLC. Now, after the Banjo presentation, we all know, and we're super hyped, that we're getting more Smash Bros. DLC characters. You know, they're in development now. But what are the chances we could get an Echo Fighter, whether it would be a free Echo Fighter, which I think would be such a very awesome thing for Nintendo to do. Sakurai did state during the Banjo presentation that they were very happy with Smash's sales. Now, he didn't specify if that was the base game sales or if that was the overall DLC sales up to that point. I think he might have meant the DLC sales, because why would they wait like 9 months after, you know, Smash Ultimate's release to be like, yeah, we're pretty happy with the sales? Yeah, it seems kind of weird. But so DLC wise, now Sakurai's been working on Smash Bros for 7 to 8 straight years. I mean, he's been working on the series since like it started. But the point I'm trying to get to is Sakurai and his team, since they're working on more DLC, and this is Smash. It does print money, but why would free Echo Fighters make sense? Sakurai has stated in the past that Echo Fighters take up a lot less development time because in a way it's kind of like copy paste for characters. Sure, you got a couple other. Maybe they become like semi echoes, and you might have to tweak a move or two, maybe a little bit movement. For Ken's instance, he's a bit faster than Ryu, so maybe a tiny bit of adjustments here and there for a character. Of course, you got taunts and different poses that you got to get done as well. But it takes up a lot less time. So would it be fair to maybe, I don't want to assume anything because it's Smash Bros. You can't really assume anything. But would it be fair to kind of have the mindset that we could maybe get a free DLC fighter in the terms of an Echo Fighter? And would you guys be okay with that? I think a lot of people would, honestly. I mean, look, a free fighter, first of all, let's go. Because there are people out there that will not be able to either spend money for the entire fighter pass, the first one that we have, or maybe they won't be able to even buy an individual fighter pack. So getting something for free is, I think it's in the realm of possibility. Plus, Nintendo, over the past few years, for their DLC, they've been doing a lot to really bump up and just pump up the game. They want the game's lifespan to continue to go on for years and years. And, just little DLC updates here and there about whatever it might be, I think would be a pretty good way just to kind of help keep the fan base involved, get maybe some other fan favorite characters into the game, which would be great. And of course, there's all sorts of characters that can come to mind. And I'm not just talking specifically first-party Echo Fighters. I mean, look, you could take Shadow, for example. Yes, he's an assist trophy, but look, Sakurai stated back at the Tokyo Game Awards, or Tokyo Game Show, where he won some awards, that the late Satoru Iwata practically said, this was like his last request to Sakurai, and Sakurai really wants to honor that request, and he's done such a phenomenal job so far. So Sakurai really does seem like he's enjoying working on the game, while yes, he definitely wants to, finally have that break, reach the end line. Someday, yeah, it'll come, and this man will get a rest that he truly deserves. But if Sakurai really wants to continue to make this game the biggest and best that it can be, why not do something? Why not do some things like free DLC for Echo Fighters? Now, first-party Echo Fighters that could come to mind that would be pretty simple to do. Dixie Kong would make quite a bit of sense. She's a Nintendo All-Star who's somehow not in this Nintendo All-Star game as a playable character, which doesn't make any sense. You got other characters potentially, like maybe Dry Bowser could make a lot of sense to be an Echo Fighter for Bowser. You got Octoling from the Splatoon universe, who would make a lot of sense for an Echo Fighter of Inkling. Of course, you could make a case for Octoling to have their own unique moveset, because there's still a ton of unique weapons in the Splatoon universe that are not implemented into Smash Bros. But again, you could do third party as well, like I mentioned with Shadow. You'd make quite a bit of sense as well. You could really make a case for a lot of other characters that are on the roster currently. potentially like Cloud, for example. You could do. I've seen people mention Zack Fair to be an Echo Fighter of him. I guess they both have what they both got a Buster Sword, right? So I mean, I guess moveset wise, obviously that's what it would really. That'd be a big factor for an Echo Fighter. So you got that. Maybe is it Jean from the what is there? Bayonetta. Yeah, from the Bayonetta series. I've never played the games. I don't know the actual character's name, but I think we all know who I'm talking about. So you got that. It could be very easy copy paste for Echo Fighter. So whatever it is, I think would be a very just a generous way for Nintendo and Sakurai and whoever would actually make up this to just really kind of like it, as a way. It's like a thank you to the fans because. Like, look, Smash Bros. I remember hearing back at the launch last December that this was like the fastest selling Smash Bros. Game in history. I don't have the actual sales numbers at the top of my head right here. Hopefully, I'd look at that in editing, and I might put it on screen right now. The last known number of copies that were sold. So, like, I know this is sold tremendously well. This Smash Bros. Is one of the all-time best franchises for Nintendo. And to think that they want to keep this going is pretty realistic. And whether it is only free DLC, or it's not only going to be free DLC, but whether it's going to be just the new DLC that we're getting for the individual fighters that will be coming that they have announced, or maybe they do surprise us and drop a free DLC character here or there, I think would be great, because Sakurai also stated that he thinks after Home Run Contest, they're not going to be having any more game modes, or they don't plan to put any more, time into developing new game modes or, older ones that they could potentially bring back. So maybe, I don't know, you got a couple people that could just work on a character or so that, just kind of here and there, and then eventually it's like, oh, hey, Smash has a new update. Oh, by the way, free DLC character as well. Why not? There's a lot you could really do. So, Echo Fighters, free DLC. Would it be fun? Absolutely. Is there quite a bit of candidates? Yeah, like I mentioned a couple already. You've seen a few in the thumbnail. There's quite a bit that makes sense as well. So, I mean, Smash DLC will obviously sell, and you don't need to always... I mean, look, Nintendo is a company after all, so they're gonna want to make money, which is very reasonable. But again, it's just a nice way to keep the game going, a free little update here and there. It's just... It's really great for the fan base, and it would be a great move on Nintendo's part to, just give back to the community in a way. Again, Echo Fighters would make the most sense for free DLC, obviously, because, like I stated and like Sakurai has said in the past, they don't take up that much development time, which is great. So you don't got to put like a whole team on like this one character and focus all this effort. No, maybe you just get a very, very small team, or maybe even just a couple people, and like when they got time, or just make a couple people. How am I trying to put this? Just give them like a specific task of maybe coming up with some DLC characters that would be Echo Fighters that they could pump out for free, and the Smash fan base would react to that very well. Very well. I mean, who would say no to free DLC? Who would say no to free DLC? Especially for Smash Bros. And a character? Nobody's going to turn that down. And again, it's free, so you'd have to download it most likely, but if you don't like the character, you also don't have to download it, I suppose. It's not something that, they would force on you by any means. So if it's a character you don't like, I suppose you don't have to download them. That's always a possibility. I don't see why you pass that up. But, something like that, I think it makes a lot of sense. It would make Nintendo look pretty good. It keeps the game rolling, for years to come. Whether it is 1, maybe 2, maybe 5. Okay, I'm not expecting 5 by any means. But maybe even if it's just 1 or 2 free Echo Fighters, that'd be awesome. That'd be tremendous. And there's so many great candidates. So I guess let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I'm expecting a lot of you to say, yes, I would like to see free Echo Fighters. But who would you like to see Echo Fighters of? Is there a specific character? And keep in mind, it has to be somebody that's already on the roster. So, like I gave examples earlier, Dixie Kong would easily be an Echo Fighter for Diddy Kong. Very similar, the hitbox, animations, all that sort of stuff. Black Shadow potentially could take on Ganondorf's old moveset. So you got Falkendorf becoming, now Black Shadow, essentially, but you got Octoling. There's so many awesome characters, even ones that I haven't even mentioned. Ninten, for example, that's always been somewhat of a semi-popular character pick when new Smash games get announced. It'd be perfect for an Echo Fighter of Ness, so you could end up doing something like that as well. But there's quite a bit. I think I've said it like so many times in this video. It'd be great to see. I hope Nintendo does do something like this. Even maybe if it's even just a one-off character, just like a one-time occurrence. Or maybe what about the fact, or what about the possibility, not the fact? What about the possibility that Nintendo decides to give us, say, 3 Echo Fighters in one pack, and that would cost, I don't know, $5, but you get 3 characters. You wouldn't get any stages. Maybe we might get a moveset, or obviously get a moveset. No, maybe we get like a couple new music tracks. Maybe, that's a big maybe. But $4 or $5 for maybe like 3 Echo Fighters. I think that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility either. Just because, again, they don't take up too much time and to develop. So I don't know whether they become free or just the possibility of having Echo Fighters as DLC. What do you guys think about that? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm all for it either way. Free, obviously, yes, sign me up immediately. Don't care who it is. Even if I've never heard of the character. It'd be kind of strange if I've never heard of the character, because I know a bit, but I just think it makes a lot of sense. So hopefully Nintendo does this, and maybe if they really want to make this, and Sakurai does seem like he wants to make this the biggest Smash game of all time, really kind of to honor the promise to the late Satoru Iwata. So I don't know. I mean, just think about the possibility of this. For example, what if after the Fighter Pass, the first one, and when Nintendo decided to do more DLC characters, what if they got so ambitious that they said, all right, we're going to put in 100 characters. And again, I'm just kind of going off on nothing here. I'm just spitballing. But what if Nintendo was like, hey, let's do 100 characters on the roster? Okay, I think we're all for it. And it's just an easy way to kind of reach that number. If Nintendo was indeed to set a specific number, for DLC that they want. So it makes sense. We'll see what happens. But that is going to be all I have for today. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down in the comments. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.